guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad that you stopped by. If you're new here, I'm Catherine, and for today's video I want to do half face drugstore makeup and half face high-end makeup. This is by all means not a dupe video. I just want to do half my face using drugstore products and half face high-end. But I will of course try to make it look similar as much as I can with the products that I have in front of me. So I think we should just jump right in and get started with the look. So I think that I will do high-end on this side and drugstore on this side. So the products that I will start off with is primer. I'm using these ones, and both of these primers are pore filling. This is from NYX and this is from Benefit. This is drugstore, this is high-end. That's how we're gonna do it. So hopefully I won't mix up, but we will see. So just start by taking some of the NYX one on the back of my hand. And these are quite different texture. The NYX one is kind of like crumbly or something like that. The Benefit one is more smooth. So you can see the difference in texture. But they are supposed to do the same thing. So start off by taking some of the NYX one. And I'm just pressing that in where I have the most pores. So all the places where I have bigger pores. My whole face. I will go in with the Benefit one. It's so much smoother in texture. And for the rest of my face I will go in with these two primers. These are not dupes, but that's what I have. So Too Faced one is a hydrating primer. And I'm not sure what the NYX one is. I'm not sure what it is, but I will take some on the back of my hand as well. So they are both quite creamy. So I'm just taking the Too Faced primer on the outer perimeter of my face. And for the left side, I'm going in with the NYX one. Okay, so when I feel now on my skin, this side feels not tacky, but it's not as smooth as this side where I used the NYX primer. It's much more smooth. It's like this side is kind of like, oh, I don't know, and this is much smoother. So it feels like maybe this is more silicone based. I'm not sure, but the next step is foundation, and I will go in with these two. I have the MAC Studio Fix Fluid Foundation and the Wet n Wild Photo Focus Foundation. So I will go in on my left side with the Photo Focus from Wet n Wild. And I quite like this foundation. It's not bad for being a drugstore foundation. For the high-end side, I'm using the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is the most annoying thing ever. Oh Jesus. Taking that on the other side of my sponge. I can see that, I don't know if you can see that, but the MAC foundation is a little bit darker than the Wet n Wild side. I don't think you can see it as much on camera. So this is how it looks. Both foundations cover up my redness nicely. The Wet n Wild one is kind of like clinging a little bit onto my dry patches, while I don't see that the MAC one does. Yeah, I think that this is a really nice foundation. It's just that my cheek is being cheeky. And for concealer, I thought I would go in with these two, Tarte Shape Tape and NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer. So I'll start off by taking the Tarte Shape Tape. So the Tarte Shape Tape has a lot of coverage. It's full coverage, and I don't know about this concealer, but we will try it. So this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic concealer. Right now it looks kind of similar, so right now I think that it looks pretty nice on both sides. Okay, so for setting powder, use these two, the loose setting powder from Cover FX and the pressed powder by Wet n Wild. I'm just gonna set this half of my face. I actually quite like this powder. It's not too drying. The left side of my face using this Cover FX loose setting powder. And so far it still looks the same. I think that both powders set my face nicely. I'm so sorry if I look like I'm white, but this lighting, I don't know what to do with it. I don't know what to do with anything. Okay, so now that I set my face, I think that I will go in with brows. For brows, I will go in with the Anastasia Dip Brow Pomade and the NYX Tame and Frame Pomade. This one is in Espresso and this one is in dark brown. I will start with the Anastasia one because that's what I normally use. I have actually never tried this one, so we will see how that performs. I'm just gonna zoom you guys in so you can see what I do. This microphone is killing me. Everything is killing me today. Nothing, and I mean nothing is going as planned, so I'm probably just gonna speed through this part and just show you how the brows look because I have a brow routine up. So something like that with the Anastasia Dip Brow. Now we're gonna go in with this by NYX, and to be honest, I'm kind of afraid. I've never tried any other pomade, so oh my god! I just realized that my highlighter is broken. It's broken. So let's do this other brow. Oh, I'm so scared. Okay, I'm just gonna go in. What do you guys think? I definitely like this brow a lot more than this one, but I think it's partly my fault because I think this one is a little bit old now, so it's a little bit dried out, but it doesn't look that bad, so let's just keep going. So for eyeshadow, I will go in with the Modern Renaissance as my high-end palette for eyeshadow, And for my drugstore, I will use some ColourPop shadows. They are not drugstore, but they are affordable. So yeah, and I'll also use some Makeup Geek shadows, and they are also really affordable eyeshadows. So I thought that would be okay for you guys. I hope so, at least. If not, I'm sorry, but that's the case. For my high-end side, I will go in with a mix of burnt orange and some golden ochre. And for the drugstore side, I'm going in with this Makeup Geek shadow called Creme Brulee. Look quite similar, actually. So not as bad. And now I'm actually gonna show you a dupe, because the Love Letter shade in the Modern Renaissance palette is seriously almost the same as this ColourPop shade in Going Steady. So then I'm going in with the ColourPop shade Going Steady. And then I will go in with the Love Letter shade from the Modern Renaissance. Right now I actually feel like this side is more pigmented than this side. The ColourPop one is actually more pigmented. Not bad, ColourPop coming through, but the one thing I notice that even though the Modern Renaissance isn't as pigmented as the ColourPop was, I feel like the Modern Renaissance is blending a little bit better. I feel like the blending is nicer here, even though I just started blending. And on this side, maybe it's a little bit patchy. For the drugstore side, I will go in with this shade from Makeup Geek in Shimma Shimma. Just placing that. Oh, this color though. It's so pretty. It's really pretty. It's such a pretty shade. So that's how that one works. I'm just gonna blend out the edges. My shimmer is such a pretty, like, champagne-y shade. Champagne shade. That's my best. And for the high-end side, I'm gonna go in with this Vermeer. Other side. Oh, it's so pretty as well. That looks kind of similar. Don't tell me it doesn't look similar. Yeah, I would like to use one more shade because I have one more that looks like a dupe to me. So I think that the Cypress Umber shade from the Modern Renaissance palette and this brown shade, Cloud 9 it's called, from ColourPop, I think they are quite similar. They're not the exact same, but they are pretty close. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the Cloud 9 one. As you can see, it just creates a little bit more oomph or something like that. So for the high end, I go in with the Cypress Umber shade and I do the exact same. When I look into the mirror, this looks so similar and I'm so happy. Happy with that. Okay, so now I will go in with eyeliner. I know that I'm gonna regret this, but I'm gonna use one from Maybelline and one from Glow Minerals. They're more expensive than the Maybelline one. And the Glow Mineral looks like this. Why have I never used this one before? It's actually quite nice and creamy. The other side, I'm gonna use the Maybelline one. It looks like this. Liner. ignore that, please ignore that. So as you can see, the Maybelline was a little bit more tricky. I don't know if it's because it's starting to get old. I don't have a high-end mascara, so I'm gonna use this Paradise Ecstatic by Maybelline, and I will fix up this wonky liner and I will be right back. And the next step is bronzer. So for bronzer and contour, I'm going in with the NYX Contour Pro palette and the Smashbox Contour palette. So I'm gonna start off with bronzing my face up. I'm gonna use this shade from the Smashbox to bronze up my face. Just spit all over my desk. Nice. For the drugstore, I'm taking this shade to bronze up my face.
Just do this. Oh, that's pigmented.
God, that really warm toned. I think I just messed up, but let's just roll with it. Get it together, woman. They look quite similar, but I feel like this one was really pigmented, so that was a bit scary, but we managed to save it somehow-ish. And to contour my cheeks, I will go in with this a bit more cool toned brown from the NYX palette. Oh, this side is looking a little bit crazy, but that's okay. And for the high-end side, I'm going in with the Smashbox one and this more cool toned brown shade. Like so. So that's it for contouring and bronzing. So I decided to use these two for my blush today. So you can see that they are quite similar. I know that they are not the same, but it's the closest that I had, so let's just roll with that. For the high-end side, I go in with a mineralized blush in the shade New Romance. So this has some sheen to it, and so does the other one. I like it, I like it. And for the other side, so for my drugstore side, I go in with the Hot Mama blush from the Ball. Maybe that's not so drugstore. It's not drugstore, but I think it's kinda affordable. Now I got myself confused. But okay, I'm gonna use it anyways. Oh, that's so stunning! I don't know which one I like the most. I don't know which one I like the best, actually, to be honest. I used a lot of it, so I really love this one. It's really nice, but if you don't like a blush with a lot of sheen in it, I would not recommend it. So for the drugstore side, I'm using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighting powder in Precious Petals. And for the high-end side, I'm using the MAC Soft and Gentle. Starting off with the high-end, taking a little bit of Soft and Gentle and just placing that on my cheekbones. Ooh, it's nice though. Ignore my nice sweater. And for the drugstore side, I'm using the Wet n Wild in Precious Petals. It's so hard for me to see when the monitor is on that side. Okay, that was just... Ooh. This is high-end and drugstore. Can you see a difference? So up close of the eyes and the brows. So this is how the eye looks on the high-end side, and this is how the eye looks and the brow looks on the drugstore side. So this is the finished look. The only thing that I didn't have was mascara and lipstick, so I'm sorry about that. Next time I do something like this, I will make sure to have everything in drugstore and high-end. But please let me know what you think. Can you see a difference between the high-end and the drugstore side? Or do you think it's really similar? I think it's really similar. When I look in the mirror, I see like good things on each side. I really love the soft and gentle highlight. Actually, I feel like it's kind of blinding and not so soft and gentle, to be honest. And I really love the liner on this side. The only thing that I see is that I should have gone over it one more time just to make it like really black. Because this liner, the Maybelline side, it's much more black than the Glow Minerals ones. Than the Glow Mineral one. Blush and contour and all that, I feel like it's kind of similar, so I can't tell which side I like the most. Oh Jesus, I just saw that the Glow Mineral eyeliner smudged all over my lid. I just saw that now. That's not good. But it would probably work better if you set it with like a black eyeshadow. Because I thought it was really nice to work with. It was really smooth and creamy, so I really liked it. The eyeshadows, I really like both TH again, both sides. So yeah, I feel like they look really similar, so I feel like my job is done. But please let me know what you think down below. Thumbs it up if you like it. Please let me know so I know what to film and what you like. That really helps me out if you thumbs it up, because then I know that you like it. If you don't, I don't know. So yeah. And if you want to, please leave a comment. Tell me which side you like the most. If you can see a difference in the two sides, I would really like to know. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. I would really appreciate that. Yeah. That's it, I guess. We're done for today. I've been sitting here for hours. But yeah. Okay, so I hope to see you in my next video.